Who would win in a bombastic fight between each other to the fight to the death? Boros or Garou? Now, this is going to be a battle between Boros versus Garou, and also as well, like may have been informed to you guys, this will be including spoilers from the manga of One Punch Man and also as well from the webcomic as well. So if you do not want to be spoiled about this, then I will have to ask you to go and please leave the room right now. Leave the video. You don't want to hear this, but mind you, if you want to be hyped and you want to get really excited, then trust me, you want to stick around. So there was an actual interview recently with the creator from the webcomic One himself, actually asking about this question, and I'm going to give my own thoughts about it as well. But I'm going to read you pretty much the whole article that he said right now. Question: what was the disaster level or Boros? One sensei answers, above dragon. No. What disaster level is above dragon? God. Garou versus Boros, one interview. No, you know, perfect monster. Garou versus Boros, who would win, you guys? Before pre-monster Garou, it was obvious that Boros was way above him, but now Garou has basically become the perfect monster. It's hard to tell who would win. It would have been one hell of a battle. I do believe that Garou is stronger in close combat, where he would simply dodge all the punches and kicks. This is from, like, him himself. Like, there was a lot of debate saying, like, what exactly was Boros? So it was way show, I think, earlier, a lot of people saying, like, oh, nah, like, he was just basically at the tipping edge of, like, getting to dragon level. So it's like that's the thing with Boros. Like, I do consider him, he is the first, like, highest threat level. Like, we've seen that he is a god level. I think that's pretty much as well this interview confirming that, you know, he is a god level person. And not to mention as well, like, when we've seen him from his, like, everyone else that his people had to do, like, if you saw, like, the minions that he was carrying around, they were capable of dealing with S classes and A classes. Like, they were actually, it took a couple of the S classes to even deal with them, not to mention for all that stuff that was happening for it. So it's like, obviously, who has to be stronger than that to take care of all of that? Then it's got to be Boros on a god level power or disaster level. Now, here's the thing exactly with, like, what he did say and all that. He did say that in close quarters combat, that, like, Garou is more stronger than, like, Boros. I think we can always confirm that. It's like, Boros has some amazing, powerful stuff, like, up his sleeve and all that, but the one thing that would definitely give him the edge of this fight is his regeneration abilities. If you saw, he was able to take consecutive, like, normal punches from Saitama himself. He was able to take that and actually able to regenerate all of it, and then he decided to release, like, the Soaring Cannon, which was a planet buster move. Now, from what we've seen from this as well, like, there was also an interview saying, like we saw that about Tatsumaki from what we saw with her. She was able to take on, I believe, Golden Sperm in his highest level form. So, you know, Golden Sperm, he was really fucking powerful. Like, we saw from him, he was probably, like, you know, near cream of cold. It didn't specifically say, though, if, like, someone, like, of her level, which I believe she could near take on a god level, I think. Like, just on her level 4, she was full series. I think maybe slightly just on that tipping point. I don't know as of yet and all that. We still don't have much information on that. But we saw what she did to that, and I think, like, as well, Golden Sperm was kind of, like, near that bridge, just saying, getting to that point. And the one thing that Garou has a lot more of his advantage is that a lot of time when he gets fighting all that, he gets stronger and stronger. So, honestly, it sounds like, is it going to be a battle of endurance? Because that's the problem with, like, Meteoric Burst Storm, is that really uses his life force energy. And it's like, Garou, I feel like, would just be getting stronger and stronger and stronger throughout the fight until, like, he gets transformed into a beast. You saw what happened with Saitama, that he just kept transforming more and more into a beast, but then that was up to his own foolishness as well. It honestly sounds like this battle isn't honestly going to be about strength, because if, like, Garou punches him really hard and, like, be able to break him down all that, like, and, you know, snap him in half, then Boros will be able just to regenerate that energy. And then also as well, same thing with that. Like, it sounds like a very close tie between who it's can actually deal with that. The only thing that I feel like has the edge on this is actually Boros, actually, mainly because I feel like that Planet Buster move, like the Soaring Cannon, like, we didn't see anything like that from Garou as much. Like, we saw he had destructive capability of just taking on every single S-Class, but then as well, it's still like, do you question, like, you know, could Tatsumaki could have taken down Boros? Could, like, any of the other S-Classes could have even taken down Boros, like, at all? And it's the same thing with, like, what we saw with Garou. Like, it took multiple S-Classes and they couldn't do anything, and then it had to be up to Saitama to do that, and even Saitama had to use some of his serious moves and, like, pretty much just, like, make him just saying, like, oh, I'm just useless, I can't do anything like that, I'm not saying you just deep down you want to be here. So honestly, I think it's a very close tie. I honestly think, like, with the most part and all that, I do think, like, Boros has the slight advantage on that, just because of the regeneration stuff on there. Like, he can just automatically just regenerate near his entire body through that stuff, and it's like, what's going to give out first? Like, you know, is it going to give out Gaara's first? Is he going to give out? Or is he just going to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger? Or is it like, can Gaara actually take a planet buster kind of move at that point? Like, if like the fight went on for a very long time, then yes, I think Gaara could take that move. However, if this was like we're determining this like it was going to be a very short fight, then I think like Boros would have more of the edge if he went into it. But then also as well, you have to go into like sort of their personalities as well. It's like Boros with him, he didn't go full all out on like Saitama at the start. Like he was kind of a little bit cocky on that stuff and kind of went in straight in. But then he went in, tried to attack him, and then also as well he kept going, nah, I'm going to use my ultimate technique. Now I'm going to use my ultimate form. Then I'm going to use my final technique. So it could be honestly either side from most of the part. Like honestly, like from what I like. Technically, I like Boros a lot, although he wasn't much in the series. Although Gaara, there's a lot more with him. He's more kind of the interesting character than Boros. Boros was just more there's a giant villain that just heard a prophecy. And, you know, there's all the whole thing about the prophecy is that the prophecy was not talking about Saitama or that it was talking about Garou. So, honestly, like, I think, if you think about it more logistically, I personally would like Garou, like, to lose this one. I like Boros a little bit more. But I still think, like, at the end of the day, it's a very close tie between the two. And I think maybe, just maybe, if we're going by a quick fight, I think Boros can take it. If we're going by a long endurance fight, I think Garou can take it. Like, it honestly depends on which way it can go. Because I feel like this is a fight that could go either way. And even, like, you know, the manga himself could say, you know what, he's got some powerful ass moves. And it's just like, obviously, Garou, can he keep up to that point with, like, that speed? Because that's really, like, crazy. Honestly, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This is a very interesting fight to see. And it's like, out of the two most powerfulest characters that we know out in the One Punch Man verse. Just let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think it won? Do you think it would be Boros or Garou? Or do you think it's all irrelevant because Saitama's there? Thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.